Okay, I want to look at, and I think I'll use my Native American cards this time. What is the hang-up with the January 6th Commission? Why are they not pulling those that are just ignoring the, what do they call it, the summons? The ones that are ignoring, why are they not, arresting them and taking them to sit their behinds in jail until they testify? Why are they not moving on this? Why are they letting them thumb their nose at their summons? It's another name for it, which I can't think of at the moment, but let's look and see what we have. Because this is just dragging and dragging and dragging, and they just say, well, we're not, we don't see it as legal. Well, that's not a legal defense, So let's see what we have. So in the past, we've had, this is the position that they've decided to take, the walk. Their whole thing is, Trump won, this is illegal, you can't, and that's the path they decided to walk. The present, this is something that's being thought about, okay? As you can see, they're basically abusing things, and this is the fight, and they just say, we're not going to comply. The challenge is retreating. They're retreating and just ignoring, and the Justice Department has not moved on it. So let's look at the foundation of it. Underneath of it, the sacred hoop, So, yeah, everything in its time, it turns. Above it, these are our laws, our rules, our regulations. This is the way that we, conduct ourselves. We've got laws and regulations there for a reason, okay? So the path they're walking and the everything in its time, this is, they are just going to continue to fight. And we've got to be willing to fight to defend our territory, to defend what's taking place, taking the action, okay? They just think that they are, the Republican thing, that we can do our dance and do what we're going to do in the world, and that's it. And so we need to take this seriously. We're going to dance to our own tune and retreat and just ignore, okay? That's it. Above it, we have, it's saying, the path is, for our laws and regulations, we need to take action, is what it is. You can't just sit by and let them say, we're going to dance to our own tune. We're not going to listen to you. Okay? So above it, it's saying that we've got to take the bull by the horns, and we need to make them accountable. Okay? We need to make those higher-ups accountable rather than allowing them to lay low. Okay? We have rules, we have regulations, and it's saying that we need to make them accountable, we need to stand up, and we need to take strong action to keep our laws in place and not let them thumb their nose. Underneath of it, this is again the hoop, basically like our wheel, okay? The wheel is turning, and they can sit there and argue and fight all they want and say, we're going to dance to our own tune, okay, and we refuse to do anything, we're going to retreat and say, we're just not going to. Okay, so that's going to continue on. In the center of it, we have the fight, the argument going on. Their path is to just to argue the point and try to hold off until they could take over the house or whatever and just continue to blow it off. But it's saying that we need, if we want our rules and laws intact, we need to stand up, take action, especially on those that are the higher ups in the party. Okay? They need to be held accountable to the rules and laws rather than them saying, I'm just going to sleep and not pay attention. Okay? Emotionally, I don't recognize it. Okay? It's not something that I want to do. I'm not into it, so I'm going to ignore it. Okay? So it's saying that when you have those that are saying, I'm not into it, I'm going to ignore it. Above that are our laws. Okay? And on the other side of that, we need to take action. We need to stand up, look at the situation, and say, no, you need to do this. We need to take the action above it rather than sitting there letting them say, I'm just going to dance to my own tune and do whatever I want to do. Okay? So that's what I'm getting from that. Yeah. Yeah, because underneath of it, what we have is, you know, it's a family. You want a good family life. You want us to continue on. Then you need to get out there and stand for truth. Because somebody's facing losses here. And, you know, we've got them doing this is the shadow dancer, dancing in the shadows, doing it's basically the devil card, shadow dance, dancing on the fringe, and trying to deny that Trump lost. So we need to, if we care about our families, we care about that institution, we need to stand up for truth and look at the losses and losses we could face even more if we allow them to continue their dark deeds in the shadows and continue to just blow things off and say, I'm not going to recognize it. I've got a different truth, and my truth says I don't have to recognize you or your laws because Trump won. So it's an illegal law. So we're not going to listen to it. We're going to dance to our own tune. Okay? So that's what I'm getting with this. It's because we're not standing up enough and not putting into action to keep democracy in place, to keep our families safe, to keep our rules and laws and regulations, keep them respected. If we allow them to continue to sit there and thumb their nose at it, then you might as well not have any rules or laws. They only exist for one side. Now, you best believe if it were the Republicans that were in power, and it was a Democrat that wasn't honoring the subpoena, within an hour, they'd have them in jail. I guarantee it. So it's saying you need to get off your behind and you need to follow through to make the higher-ups accountable, because if you don't, they're going to continue to blow it off and say, we're going to dance to our own tune. We don't like what you're playing. We're not going to dance.